As global attention remains fixed on the Ukraine conflict, a potentially significant alliance is emerging, with North Korea expressing direct support for Russia. North Korean Foreign Minister Choe Son-hui recently pledged unwavering and powerful support and assistance for Russia's military efforts, underscoring North Korea's alignment with Moscow amid mounting international scrutiny.
At the present time, thanks to the warm, close, friendly relations and strategic guidance of Comrade, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, leader Kim Jong-un, and Comrade Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, President of the Russian Federation, the relations of our two countries are being further strengthened as an invincible martial comradeship. A strategic relationship with a century-long perspective, manifesting its inexhaustible vitality and power on a full scale.
This commitment not only strengthens ties between Moscow and Pyongyang, but also signals a potential shift in the global balance, with implications that could reverberate far beyond Ukraine. At a Moscow ceremony marking DPRK founder Kim Il-sung's historic 1949 visit to the Soviet Union, Choe reiterated her country's resolve to support Russia unconditionally.
Dear Comrade Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, leader Kim Jong-un has given instructions that from the very beginning of the special military operation, our country, without looking back at anyone, will provide unwavering and powerful support and assistance to the Russian army and people in their sacred war to protect the sovereign rights and security interests of their state.
Her comments underscored a legacy of historical alliance, now revitalized as both nations face what they describe as Western hegemonic pressures.
We have no doubt that under the wise leadership of Comrade President Putin, the military and people of Russia, who have resolutely stood up for the perfect struggle to eliminate the dictates and arbitrariness of the United States and the West, and to establish a new international order, will surely achieve victory, and the DPRK will always stand by the side of the Russian comrades until the victorious day.
Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov reinforced this sentiment, noting that the Russia-North Korea relationship is on the rise and continuing to develop at an accelerated pace.
Our relations today are on the rise and continue to develop at an accelerated pace, above all in terms of the qualitative level of interaction in all areas.
Following a strategic treaty signed between Putin and Kim Jong-un in June, North Korean military involvement has become a plausible scenario, sparking heightened concern in Western capitals.
After the historic summit at the Vostochny Cosmodrome last fall, another historic event took place this year: President Putin's state visit to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, during which a historic comprehensive strategic partnership treaty between our countries was signed.
With such a commitment, DPRK troop deployments to Ukraine have become a real concern, as the US warns of potential escalations from Pyongyang's direct involvement. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken cautioned that any DPRK military action alongside Russia would be a dangerous escalation.
One of the things that we emphasized today was a reaffirmation of the United States' ironclad commitment to the ROK security, and that includes through extended deterrence. That's especially important in light of the ongoing provocations coming from North Korea, including another ICBM launch just yesterday. We condemn it in the strongest terms. The latest launch of many and other provocative actions that it's taken. Flagrant violations all of multiple UN Security Council resolutions. All countries should be demanding that the DPRK cease these destabilizing actions.
At a UN Security Council session, Assistant Secretary General Miroslav Jenka acknowledged that while the UN could not confirm DPRK troop deployments, any confirmed involvement would likely breach international resolutions.
We urge all relevant actors to refrain from any steps that may lead to spillover and intensification of the war in Ukraine. In this regard, we also recall the relevant Security Council resolutions on the PRK. The question of whether the reported presence of North Korean troops in Russia might fall within the scope of these resolutions is a matter for the Security Council to determine.
Western diplomats reacted sharply, with UK Ambassador Barbara Woodward highlighting what she views as Russia's dependence on external support.
It is clear that a desperate and impoverished Russia needs external support for this war to continue. Any country providing assistance to Russia's aggression is thereby prolonging Russia's illegal war. But Russia's desperation will not deter our resolve to support Ukraine to exercise its right to self-defense in line with the UN Charter and to protect their people and sovereignty.
The DPRK's UN ambassador, however, defended the alliance, asserting North Korea's right to military cooperation with Moscow. Russian Ambassador Vasily Nebenzia dismissed the troop deployment claims as blatant lies intended to obscure Western military failures.
The statements about the North Korean soldiers in our front should not surprise no one because they are all barefaced lies. And they're trying to distract from truly significant problems that threaten international peace and security. We see that again when we listen to the lamentations by the US and satellites. The performance today has one goal: to try and post factum justify their own decision to send NATO troops so as to shore up the regime of the outdated dictator in Kyiv.
With the possibility of DPRK troops entering Ukraine, Russia may gain tactical advantages, while the West braces for potentially significant escalations.